गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. So now we are looking at, first we saw how the truth was pervasive as the Agni or and so on, and now it is being told that it is only one. In the verse 12 we are in Katha Upanishad, second chapter or Valli 5, and eko vashi sarva bhutantaratma ekam rupam bahudha yah karoti tasmatmastham tamatmastham ye anupashyanti dhiraah tesham sukham shashvatam netaresham. eko vashi sarva bhuta antara atma. Antara atma means the inner self, the inner essence. Sarva bhuta of the entire Pancha Mahatattva or the entire creation. If you take Pancha Mahabhut, your mind should automatically go gross and subtle. It should not go, because you got the 5 elements at the gross level and you got the 5 elements in the dream level. So that is subtle. So automatically this analysis, this conclusion should be there in your mind, that when we say 5 great elements, it is outside and inside, and your body also. So Sarva Bhutantara Eko Vashi, the one alone is, even though it is one, Purnamada Purnamidam, without losing anything out of itself, it expresses, it is the essence, it is the heart of all the 5 great elements, Sarva Bhuta. Or you can say of all the worlds or the whole universe. What is your whole universe? Waking, dream and deep sleep. It is the essence of all the whole universe. When we say universe, normally we just begin and stop with the waking world. That's it. But from this, whenever it comes in scriptures, we must, for our benefit, for our sadhana, for our expansion, for our evolution of our, so that our mind, merges back into its source, we have to keep bringing the totality of the experience rather than only the waking plane. Always think in the totality of the experience. Ekam rupam bahudha yah karoti. That one alone is expressing as all the forms and through all the forms by itself. Tam atmastham ye anupashyanti dhiraha. The wise one recognize that one. Which one? Which was told in the first verse. The wise ones recognize that one as their own inner self, the Atma. Tesham sukham shashvatam netaresham. And thus they continue to remain in the infinite, eternal happiness and or remain in that, or that happiness belongs to them in that sense. See, I think we talked quite in detail about this verse last time. If not, excuse me, I can't remember. So here he says, what? That he is the inner self of all beings. We saw that before, like the air, like the fire, like the space, and not only it is the inner self of all beings, it is the material out of which all the beings are also made. And in this way, even though that one alone is expressing as the many or manifesting as the many, it has not lost its oneness. It still remains the one. It still remains the auspicious one. It has not, without breaking into manyness, it is expressing as the many. Your mind cannot work it out. It's just play of words. And this is what is told here. Now let's see the Bhashyam, 12th verse. Oh, 140, 39, 38, 39, 40. So, सही परमेश्वरः सर्वगतः स्वतन्त्रः एकः न तत् समोभ्यधिको अभ्यधिको वान्यः अस्ति. He is independent. Who, that principle which we are talking about, the essence that we are talking about, which we talked about in the previous 2-3 verses, that he is like the Agni, he is like the Vayu, he is like the fire, is eminent through all the forms and surrounding all the forms. The air is supporting all the fragrances, yet it is unaffected by all the fragrances. The space supports, accommodates the whole universe, yet is unaffected by the coming and going of the universe. Similarly, even the self accommodates or expresses in and through, is eminent as well as transcendental to that space. And we are talking about that one, that Paramatma, that self, that transcendental self is independent, swatantraha. And understand that it is not, when we talk about that Parameshwar, that Paramatma is independent. No, we are talking about you. The scriptures are talking about ourselves, the essence of ours, because if it is in and through, eminent through the whole creation, we are part of this creation. It is eminent through us also. So, by essence, we are, or in essence, we are independent. And that is our experience also if you come to the satsang. The moment satsang over, then identification begins. So, it is independent, it is sarvagata. Sarvagata means it's moving everywhere. There is no place that it is not. Gati means movement. It is moving everywhere without moving. We can say that. Here, sarvagata also means it's pervading everything. When we use everything, means expanse. This room is not everything. Everything is outside. The whole universe is everything. Now, whole universe is made up of parts. And therefore, we are using the word everything. And therefore, the idea comes that this one is it pervading, is the space pervading the whole universe step by step? Or in one, there has never been a time that space has never pervaded the whole universe. But we can't see it. We talk about a house space only after the walls are built. We talk our body space only once the body comes into existence, isn't it? So, this truth, this self, is present before the body was there. It is there when the body is there. It will continue to be there after the body is not there. But we can't see it. We can't see the space. We can't even, our mind doesn't go to that essence, which is even the essence of the space. So, sarvagata. So, when we talk about everything, the word sarvagata is used, that it is pervading, it is moving and enveloping everything. So, Sahi Parmeshwara Swatantraha Sarvagataha. And that is one the Parameshwar, that Sahi Parameshwaraha Param Ishwara. That one Paramatma doesn't need to do anything. It is one without a second. So when we talk about pervasiveness, we say the ocean is pervading all the waves, isn't it? From ocean's point of view, we are saying. From water's point of view, can we say water is pervading the ocean and the wave? From water's, if we take the water standpoint, from water's standpoint, there is no ocean and there is no wave. From absolute standpoint, there is no water and there is no wave and there is no ocean. There is no totality and no individuality. But from ocean's point of view, that's why the Parama Ishwara. From totality, Ishwar. From Ishwar's point of view, it is all pervasive. It is the Upadan and the Nimitta Karan. It is transcendental and immanent. And how is he immanent? Through the Pancha, through his Shakti. He is immanent in and through the creation. And that Shakti cannot express, cannot manifest without the Ishwara. It is the indivisible aspect of the Parameshwara, of the Ishwara. So, I keep repeating it, but this should be the moment the word Ishwar comes, all this must go through your mind. Ekaha न तत् समः अभ्यधिकः वान्यः अस्ति, and it is one Ishvara, Ekaha. There is no two Ishvaras. There is only one Ishvara. And then there is nothing that is similar to the Parameshwar, to that one, and there is nothing greater than that one. Adhikaha, Abhyadhikaha. There is nothing greater than that one. Vashi sarvam hi asya jagat vashe vartate. Vashi means, Vashikaran, controlling other people through thought. We used to say, during the Navratris in our colony, there used to be one lady, and उसके अंदर दुर्गा माता आ जाती थी. तो क्या हो गया, उसको दुर्गा माता ने वश में कर लिया है. So she is expressing through her. Is it her choice? No. Navratri, she does the puja and she comes and takes over. And she used to tell tell so many secrets for secret means whatever your questions are, she will tell. So same way, he is the controller. Vashi means he is the controller, and why is he the controller? Indeed, he is the controller. Why? Asya jagat vashe vartate, because the whole world is dependent on it. Without it, without the Parameshwara, the world cannot express itself, cannot manifest itself, cannot maintain, cannot go through whatever it is going through. Jagat cannot independently exist without the Ishvara. The variety of waves cannot exist without the ocean. Kutaha, why is it dependent on him? Why is it dependent on him? In the answer says Sarva Bhutantaratma. Because he is the essence, he is the Atma, he is the inner self of the entire. And I already explained to you what Bhutantaratma means just before when we started. Yata ekam eva sada ekarasam atmanam vishuddha vijnana rupam nama rupadi ashuddha upadhi bheda vashena bahudhana eka prakaram बहुधा अनेक प्रकारम यह करोति स्वात्म सत्ता मात्रेण अचिंत्य शक्ति स्वात्. How beautiful. He says that what I told you before, that one Parameshwar, he expresses as many, he manifests as many through his Shakti. Now that is the point that is being made here, that by his Achintya Shakti, that which is incomprehensible. Achintya, Chinta is worry, Achintya is which cannot be imagined, which cannot be thought of, which is beyond the scope of your mind and intellect. That Shakti. And that is inherent within the Parameshwar. The potential and the potentiality are one and the same. Potentiality is only when it starts expressing. So here it says that because he is having this Achintya Shakti within himself, and is it that this Shakti is come from somewhere? No, it is inherent within him. Only he has to invoke. Just like if you want to invoke your interest in something, that ability is already there within you. You have to just give your energy, your mental energy or your thought energy, your attention, your value giving towards something in order to understand and comprehend. But that potential is already within you. You have to just direct that energy in a particular direction. So many years we did not direct our energy towards scriptures. Now we are directing it towards the satsang. So many years we did not direct our energy to our grandchildren. Now we are directing it towards our grandchildren. we didn't go to other grandchildren and play with them. थोड़ी देर के लिए ठीक है. But now our grandchildren have come, so day in and day out only thinking, I think he looks like me. He doesn't look like the grandfather. So that potential was already there. It's just the question of giving it So same, Parmeshwar is also doing the same. And now don't think Parmeshwar is thinking like us, that now I give my attention to the scriptures. So Bhagwan, Parmeshwar says, now I direct my energy to become many. No, he doesn't do all that. Just like in the presence of the sun, the day and night come and go, similarly the manifestation and unmanifestation of the energy keeps taking place. It is the phenomena that goes on. In the Bhakti Shastra, they will say it is his will. But Parmeshwar cannot have any will. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh may have a will. But Ishwara cannot have a will. Brahmaji has a will to only create. Vishnu has a will only to maintain. Shivji has a will only to destroy. And that is by nature. They don't have to think again and again about it. And if someone says, they say, this is not in my jurisdiction, you go to Shivji if you want to destroy someone. So, he says, so because of his own unimaginable, incomprehensible divine energy, the potentiality which he is fully soaked with, here he says, and what is that? यथा एकमेव सदा एक रस समात्मानं विशुद्ध ज्ञान रूपम नाम रूपादि अशुद्धोपाधि भेद वशेन. So that one without a second, by invoking his achintya Shakti, inexplicable power, Shakti power, that eternal, nitya, ekarasa. Ekarasa means continuous. There is no break, there is no division, there is no sense of otherness. In whom? In that Parmeshwara. Call it Parmeshwara, call it Paramatma, does not matter. He is one. He is continuous. And it is Shuddha Vijnana Swarupam, and it is of the nature of pure consciousness, indivisible consciousness. Ekarasa, indivisible. In Shankar Bhashya, in somewhere it comes that it is like a Taila Dharavat. When you pour a water from a glass, it will come down. If a thin stream is poured out of the glass, there will be breaks in between. But when you pour out a oil, it will be a continuous flow. There will be no gaps in that flow. So, ekarasa, continuous, indivisible, without any breaks. What is dharana? With intermittent focus. What is dhyana? Continuous focus. I'm just trying to bring your attention to what all is similar like that. So, ekarasa vijnana shuddha vishuddha vijnana swarupam. So, what is vishuddha vijnana swarupam? What is vishuddha vijnana? Ashuddhi, what is ashuddhi? What is impurity? In this particular context, what is the impurity?
Ignorance.
No,
The world.
the thought will be the impurity. So Vishuddha means Vishesha Shuddhi, means it is thought free, self-knowing consciousness, and it is continuous. And those who attended the Dakshinamurti we saw. Yeah. And that is you. Don't forget that this continuous thought-free, continuous consciousness which is eternal, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupa, is I, is the essence of this I thought, that I am. So that one reality, that which is Vishuddha, Vijnana, Ekarasa, and it is the Atma. What does it do? By invoking its Achintya Shakti, it allows that Shakti to allows that Shakti to, as if, one moment now, it allows that Shakti to, as if, very important, as if break itself into many names and forms. As if. We saw before, the air is not affected, the space is not affected, the fire is not affected by the many names and forms, even though it is immanent through all the names and forms, all the forms. Same way, this Parameshwara or Paramatma, by its own inherent power, allows itself to be presented as, expressed as, to be seen as the multiplicity. But has it gone through multiplicity? No. Why? Because it's one without a second. And what is this multiplicity? Where one without a second principle was Vishuddha, Vishesha Shuddha. What is the multiplicity? Ashuddha. Differences are impure. Variety is impure. And that is why we say Ekagra Chitta is the basic requirement as a seeker. One is Ekagra Chit, second is Nididhyasan, contemplation. Both are very important factors for a seeker. Continuously prepare, keep making your mind, bringing your mind to Ekagra Chit condition. Contemplation will automatically begin as a result of it. And this Ashuddhata, this impurity, expresses as divisions, expresses as variety, expresses as manyness, expresses as differences, expresses as sense of otherness, expresses as duality and dualism. All this is impure. Can impurity touch the Parameshwar? Can it touch it? Just as the variety of waves cannot influence the water, exactly the same way the variety, multiplicity cannot influence the Parameshwara, provided our attention is on the Parameshwara as the self within. If you forget that, then you are at the mercy of the multiplicity. यह करोति, हाँ वशेन बहुधा अनेक प्रकारम यह करोति. So by its own free will, by invoking the energy, it allows itself to be presented as the multiplicity, and that multiplicity is Ashuddha. And what is its nature? Vishuddha. What is its nature? self-knowing, self-illuminating. And what is the nature of the world or the multiplicity? It cannot know itself. It is not self-knowing. What is the nature of this Parameshwara? It is continuous. What is the nature of the variety, the multiplicity that it is expressing as? It is temporary. Water is continuous. Wave, which is nothing but water, is temporary. Take that example. So what do we, Yamraj is telling us, this is the secret to transcend death. Do we consider ourselves to be the continuous one, or do we consider ourselves to be the temporary one, a limited one? The limited one means the one who was born and the one who is going to die. Limited one means who considers himself or herself only this body. Or is our attention continuously on the essence? And contemplating on how that essence alone is the essence of everything and everyone. We have to have expanded thinking. If that expanded, all-encompassing thinking is not initiated, we will remain ignorant. यह करोति स्वात्म सत्ता मात्रेण अचिंत्य शक्तित्वात्. And this was we already told that with his inherent Shakti he does all this, because without him Shakti cannot function. So it is told, it is by his will that this is happening. So it is told. Is it by your will that the waking dream, deep sleep are happening? Or they are happening? This stupid fellow you wake up and then this stupid fellow says, I am awake, I got up. But it's happening. So when we talk in this language, then on one hand, from relative side, we say because we are used to willing everything, so we say the Paramatma, Parameshwar also willed his Shakti to become, to present him as many. But actually it is happening. Then he says, Tam atmastham swasharira hridayakashe buddhau chaitanya-karena abhivyaktam iti etata. So those people, who are these people? The wise people. Those people who see this what we just told you in the earlier verses, those who see this happening within themselves, in their Atma, in their Hridayakash, in the heart of their being, and see that infinite reality, that, what was it? Ekarasa sarvagataha swatantra, that me, if I use this word, that me, the Atma, alone by its own potentiality is expressing as, last week I told you or yesterday I told you, as aham and idam, has become, that one alone has become the two. Those two alone, that idam alone has then become many. And the game goes on. He who sees this, tam atmastams, he who sees it within his sharira, within his hridayakasha, one without a form, gross or subtle, cannot contemplate. Without sharir means a form. So one without a form cannot contemplate, cannot self-realize, cannot be a person who can listen to scriptures. So who is a seeker? He must be necessarily having a form, gross or subtle. Devatas also have a form, Yaksha Purushas also have a form, ghosts also have a form, human beings also have a form, animal kingdom has a form, plant kingdom has a form, isn't it? But we are conscious. And when it is told the essence within this body, the hridayakasha, then we can understand. The lower forms cannot understand that. See? And where do you come to know this inner essence? What is that faculty which can recognize it? What is that faculty where this inner essence manifests itself? Body is too gross, mind is too fickle. It is in the intellect that the reflected consciousness happens. Reflection of consciousness happens. There, buddhi or intellect is that faculty which is refined enough to reflect the consciousness as I. I have got this light here and I have got these 5-6 bulbs here. All is light. This area is illuminated with light. But this light, this is also light, but this light is specifically bright and is illuminating very brightly the words that I am reading. Everything is light, this entire room, but I can't see the brightness of the light which is on my text. I don't see that brightness on the wall. That is general light. This is specific light. General light is in which the duality appears. The mind is the general light. But within that, where is that specific light? That is the buddhi. That is the refined mind, is called buddhi. That buddhi, another word, because that is the only place you can catch it as a seeker. The only way back for you is you recognize that you are a subject, that all the thoughts are made up of subject and object, and your question is, who am I? And once you recognize that you are the sarvagata, swatantra, eternal witness, then how is it functioning? It is functioning as aham and idam. For that थोड़ा सा पापड़ बेलने पड़ेंगे, साधना करनी पड़ेगी. Do the chanting of Om, catch from where it is beginning, where it is concluding. If you can catch where the Om is beginning from and where it is concluding, focus on any one of the sides. slowly, what is being told here, it will start becoming, it will start revealing itself. So it manifests as that Paramatma manifests in the Hridayakash, that is the buddhi, by the due to the Shakti, that is the inherent power that is within the Paramatma, Parameshwar. And those who see this Atma as given in these few sentences just now explained, they alone remain happy. They not only remain, they alone are happy. Because where are they located now? They are located in the Atma, and they are not carried away by the abhivyakti of Atma. Very tangible example is those who are located in being a man or woman and are not lost in the abhivyakti of husband, wife, brother, sister, father, mother. All the problems, issues, aspirations, grief, emotionalism is for all those abhivyaktis. Abhivyakti, manifestations. Man and woman are not affected by all those abhivyaktis, manifestations, and they are all with reference to each other. Aham is with reference to idam. Idam is with reference to aham. I is with reference to name and form. Name and form is with reference to I. But the difference is, because they are coexisting, the names and forms and the I, the vision, coexistence doesn't mean that the vision is dependent and on the forms, and the forms are not dependent on the vision. Forms and colors, they are dependent on the vision, but the vision is not dependent on the forms and colors. It is independent. Because if it was dependent, then it would think, it will see one form and color which it likes, and it will remain with that for the rest of its life. That is not our experience. Vision is like a witness. It allows the forms and colors to come and go. It is not attached to anyone. Therefore, it is independent. So also mind is independent. It allows the thoughts to come and go. And what is a thought again? We are going deeper. Aham and idam. Aham and idam are again coexisting, just like vision and the colors and forms. Aham and idam are coexisting, but out of these two, aham and idam is dependent on aham, but aham is not dependent on idam. If you come to know aham in its essence, only then. Aham is the reflection of the consciousness. See, I have talked more than what is required here. All this is not given in the Bhashya. But he who thinks, contemplates in this manner, he who contemplates, sees the Parameshwar as the Atma in his own heart, which is the Buddhi, and sees that it is the manifestation of that Paramatma, meaning that Paramatma by his own Shakti is expressing as this variety. He who comes to know this, he alone is happy. How more directly can a teacher tell? How more directly? There is no question of but here. Everything is so succinctly expressed, told by the teacher. He is not holding back for Nachiketa now. We are towards the concluding few verses. He is not holding back. Nahi sharirasya adharatvam atmanah akashavad amurtatvat. So similar examples as before. So just like Akash, the space, what is space? That space is that which has got no form. More pervasive than space is the Atma. So Atma also has got no form. And because, so Atma is not dependent on form, means not dependent on sharir, meaning not dependent on the body form. It is not dependent on the body form. So, in other words, the Atma, the inner self, the self that I am, is with supportless. Just as space does not need the support of air, fire, water, earth, and the bodies or the forms or the sounds or whatever. It is independent of what it is supporting. Even more so, Atma is supportless, it is self-existing, it does not require the support of the Pancha Mahabhut. In other words, it does not require the support of the body. Whether body is there or not there, Atma continues to be. Whether the form of the wave is there or not there, the water continues to be water. Getting it? That is our nature. Continuing. Adarshastham आदर्श मुखमिति यद्वत. मुखमिति यद्वत तम एतम ईश्वरम आत्मानं ये निवृत्त बाह्य वृत्तयः अनुपश्यन्ति आचार्यागम उपदेशमनु साक्षात् अनुभवन्ति धीरा विवेकिनः तेषां परमेश्वर भूतानां शाश्वतं नित्यं सुखम् आत्मानन्दलक्षणं भवति. नेतरेषां बाह्यासक्त बुद्धीनां अविवेकिनां स्वात्मभूतम् अपि अविद्या व्यदधानात्. Just as here the example taken, adarshastham mukhabiti yadvata, just as the reflection of our face in the mirror, to establish the face, mirror is not the requirement. Mirror is only reflecting. But face is independent of the mirror. Whether mirror is there or not there, the face is continues to be. You can't say my face is because the mirror is. Because the reflection is, therefore I am. That is, I think, therefore I am. That is the problem of the Western thinking. No. The mirror is not the face is not dependent on the mirror. This example is taken to show that Atma is not dependent on the form or the body. Such wise people whose thoughts tam etam ishwaram atmanam ye nivritta bahya vrittayah anupashyanti. Bahya, those who have withdrawn their thoughts, those wise people who have withdrawn their outward going thoughts, they have brought them back to their source. Those wise people who are no longer extroverted, they have become introverted. Those wise people who have become focused for that within, so what is the prerequisite for that to happen? Pratyahar is the basic requirement there. Pratyahar means even if the senses are open, the mind is not ready to go out of the senses into the world. This is the basic requirement. Forget about yama, niyama, asana, pranayam. All that is okay. But if all that is not leading to pratyahar, forget it. So first thing is that those wise people, those seekers, those refined people who have withdrawn their thoughts from the outside variety, then what happens? Such discriminative seekers, such discriminative dhira purusha, they are able to see the presence of the universal self in and through everything. Ishwaram Atmanam. Ye, and how is that possible? All sadhanas are telling you. Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti. What is Pashyanti? Pashyanti is not just, Pashyanti is expressing at two levels. One is individual, one is at total. At individual level, you are the sleeper. The consciousness is called as prajna. But that deep sleep state, which is called as Pashyanti, at the totality level, the consciousness at totality level is called Ishvara. And why it is called Ishvara? Because he doesn't go to sleep. He is meditating always. All Ishvaras are meditating. All gods are meditating. We are not talking about demigods. Shivji is ever meditating. He is not sleeping. So, such discriminative people, when they have, so again, chitta vritti nirodha iti yogaha. So they have withdrawn their thoughts from the world. They have focused their thoughts on this verse that was explained in such detail by Shankaracharya ji. See? Then they are able to, then the Ishwar, you remember the verse began with Eko Parmeshwar. What was the verse? The bhashya began, no? Sahi Parmeshwara Sarvagataha Swatantraha. So this Parmeshwara, the result of withdrawing your thoughts, when your thoughts are withdrawn, automatically they will become, from the world, from the variety, they will become single pointed, ekagrachit. Here you are not ekagrachit, you are contemplating on this verse. And where is your attention? On the essence. And what is that essence? Parmeshwara. What is that Parmeshwara? Or pervading everything. What is that Parmeshwara? Independent. What is that Parmeshwara? Like the space, supporting everything but independent of everything. And all the examples that were taken there. And this type of contemplation is possible only when the onslaught of the thoughts of the world has been kept at bay, at one arm distance. That is pratyahar. Then true vivek begins then. After pratyahar, true discrimination begins between the real and the unreal, between the changeless and the changing, between the true and the false. And therefore it is told here, anupashyanti acharya gama upadesha manu sakshat anubhavanti dhiraha vivekinas tesham parameshwara bhutanam shashvatam nityam sukham atmananda lakshanam bhavati. And he says, then having gained the knowledge, the instruction from the acharya and the shastras, here we are studying a Upanishad, it is the ultimate shastra. Those who are teaching the shastra are the acharya. So having gained, having done the shravanam, mananam, nididhyasanam on the words of the scriptures heard through the acharya, then what will happen? The student, the seeker comes to experience what is being told by the scripture and through the acharya. And as a result, they come to realize the Parameshwara, the one who is present in and through the entire creation, the one who is the most auspicious, the one who is eternal, the one who is bliss itself, Sukham, Shashvatam, Nityam, Sukham, Atmananda Lakshanam, and that unexplicable bliss, that eternity, that auspiciousness is experienced as the immediate essence that we are. Bhavati नेतरेषां बाह्यासक्त बुद्धिनाम अविवेकिनाम स्वात्मभूतम अपि avidya vyadadhanat. So he says, but contrary to this dhira purusha, contrary, what will be the contrary? Those who are not able to withdraw from the variety of thoughts, those who are not able to practice pratyahar, those who are not able to withdraw. There are two lakshanas. We are continuously going through that. Pravritti lakshana and nivritti lakshana. We are continuously, our life is nothing but involvement and withdrawal. Involvement and withdrawal. On a daily basis, the deep sleep is the withdrawal and the waking and dream is the involvement. With every blink, my eyes open up, involvement, eyes blink, withdrawal. Every thought, when it appears in the mind, involvement, when it withdraws, when it goes away, there is withdrawal. Everywhere in this creation, and in fact, not the entire creation is nothing but based on these two principles, involvement and withdrawal. At the atomic level, at the molecular level, at the body level, at the seasonal level. Cycles may differ. From microscopic to macrocosmic, macroscopic, there is only one principle, that is involvement and withdrawal. This is the flux of the creation. This is going on. And those avivekinaha, those non-discriminative people who are not able to see this are not able to withdraw and allow the Parmeshwara to reveal himself, the Paramatma to reveal itself within themselves and as the Atma, such people, here it's so said, on the other, but those who are continuously involved in the outside world, in the outside objects, and as a result of too much option in the buffet of the world, are not able to discriminate. Discrimination can happen only when it will automatically start when your thoughts are withdrawn from the world. It's automatic. But if there are too many thoughts in the mind, discrimination can happen at a surface level, but it will not take you to the depths of your being. It's only surface level. I understand that. It clicked. I understood. No. You need to quieten your mind. You need to live uninfluenced by the world. Keep experimenting with yourself. Keep experimenting. Sometimes for a few minutes, sometimes for a few hours, sometimes for a few days, sometimes for a month. And don't tell anyone that you are doing this experiment. It's only in your mind, in yourself, that you are doing it. So, such a Viveki Purusha, such non-discriminative people, even though they are that infinite reality, they can never come to realize that infinite reality. And as a result, they can never remain happy. So, essence of everyone, whether you are discriminative or non-discriminative, whether you are a stupid, ignorant fool, or whether you are a Dhir Purusha, a wise person, the self is common to all. The wise know it as the self, and the otherwise they are oblivious. They look for it in the outside. In what? Idli. I think dosa, Anand Bhavan we will go. There the dosa is nice. Are? And because they are ignorant of their own essential nature, they can never gain to this. Because of this ignorance, they can never come to know the self. They can never come to be eternally in bliss because of this reason. कितना सुंदर. Continuing this, Swamiji, what else is there to talk about? Everything is covered in this verse. But our Upanishads are, next verse. Another, they are so loving that they want to, even though they have given you everything, they want to, this mother scripture wants to give more. Nahi, thoda aur le le. Just like I went for dinner, I eat a bit early. I just said I will take 3-4 idlis and eat and come back. But one girl was, no, Swamiji, you take one more. No, you take one more. You didn't eat anything in the afternoon. You take one more. Why she is doing that? Out of love. So mother scripture, so I took it. Similarly, mother scriptures, she has given everything already. Yamraj has given us everything, Nachiket, but it's not enough. He wants to give more. We saw in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, because I love you, because you are available, because you are so straight and pure, so I see myself in you. I want to give you more. I want to keep pouring it into you. Similarly, Yamraj is doing it again. Repeat after me. Nityo anityanam chetanam. Nityo anityanam chetanam. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. Tamatmastam yenu pashyanti dhiraah. तमात्मस्थं येनुपश्यन्ति धीराः तेषां शान्ति शाश्वती नेतरेषां तेषां शान्ति शाश्वती नेतरेषां टुगेदर नित्यो अनित्यानां चेतनश्चेतनानाम् एको बहूनां यो विदधाति कामान् तमात्मस्थं येनुपश्यन्ति धीराः तेषां शान्ति शाश्वती नेतरेषाम्. So he says, he who, what is he who? He who among the non-eternal is eternal. He who among the non-eternal is the eternal, and then Nitya Anityanam, then Chetanas Chetanam, and among the conscious people, who is conscious of himself. Then, and the one who is able to eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. Vidadhati kaman is able to satisfy all the desires. Our problem is what? We want to interact with n number of things to satisfy our desires. Our desires are for many. But here we are talking about, is there a possibility, is there an option that we come to, see, I come to realize idli, I become satisfied. Tomorrow I come to realize means go after the paratha and I eat the paratha, I realize. Then gulab jamun, then go to Himalaya, go to Kailash, and a sense of satisfaction comes. But is there, instead of going after many things and beings and experiences and then trying to be complete, which is not possible, is there a possibility that I can go to one and that one satisfies all my desires? This thought should come to us. Scriptures introduce this thought to us, that there is a possibility, that if you come to that one, that there is one being, there is one principle, and that is only possible when we have withdrawn our thoughts from the manyness to the one. Then this becomes possible. That is discrimination. What is discrimination? Nitya, Anitya. Non-eternal means changing, eternal means changeless. So move from changing to changeless, from manyness to the one, from the finite to the infinite. Where? Within yourself. Where within yourself? Intellect. Where in intellect? I. See, it has the capacity. When we come to it, all our desires will be fulfilled in toto in one go. What does it mean? That all our desires will be satisfied in toto in one go? In the self there are no desires. Only in individual there are desires. When individuality merges into the infinite self, all desires are fulfilled. In other words, there is no desire left for the outside, to be completed. देखो क्या मजेदार. If this doesn't inspire us to seek out the truth, then go to the temples and ring the bell and take the parikrama of the Navagraha gods. Bhagwan, please bless me, please bless me, please bless me. एक मारेगा वो. चल. I am present in within you and you are running around in temples searching for me. Behaving like a beggar in the temples. And majority of the people, they don't beg for realization. They only beg, let my year 12 kid pass with good marks. Let my business do well. Let my obstacles in my business become null and void. Let my wealth become double. Let my health be good. Pathetic. How many are there who go to the temple to beg for realization? You may not like what I am saying. What can I do? That's the truth. Tam atmastham yenu pashyanti dhira. Similar refrain as in the previous verse. Remember? Tam, there also it said, Tam atmastham yenu pashyanti dhira tesham sukham shashvatam netaresham. Here also same thing. Tam atmastham yenu pashyanti dhiraha tesham shanti shashvati netaresham. There it was, here it is shantim shashvati and here it was sukham shashvatam. So there it was happiness, bliss, eternal bliss, and here it is eternal shanti, meaning eternal contentment. Here it is talking about the eternal silence, undisturbed silence. And who are these people? Tam Atma, those wise people who see the those who recognize the truth to be what was told in the first verse, in this 13th verse. Again, exactly the same. They alone gain the eternal peace, shanti, the auspicious silence, the eloquent silence, the conscious silence. They alone gain that conscious silence. What is conscious silence? Chidabhas, Chidakash. Remember, Bhutakash, Chittakash and Chidakash. Chidakash is equal to conscious silence. Akash is space or silence. They are two words for the same thing. So in this manner, let's, what is the verse, page number 141, 142. 141. So here he continues in the Adi Shankaracharya ji continues in the Bhashyam, Nityo avinashya nityanam vinashinam. That which is among the perishable, anitya perishable, nitya non-perishable. He who remains constant in all the perishables. So what is perishable? The walls are perishable. Space remains constant, whether the walls come or whether the walls go. Perishable house, perishable bricks. See? What is coming and going? The color and form are going. What is imperishable? In this example, the vision is imperishable. But when we come to the vision, we find, अरे यार, dream में vision अलग है, waking में vision अलग है. Then you come to the mind. Oh, mind is continuous. Okay. But then when you come to the mind, again you say, "Arey, there is a gross mind and a subtle mind and a no mind in deep sleep." The mind is also different. How do I come to the imperishable? The one who knows that these three are coming and going is the imperishable one. That's me. Who knows this? I know it. Then I am that one. Yeah. Then why was I looking for it outside? Your fault. Out of habit. Don't blame. Out of habit, you are doing it. So that which is avinashi, that which is indestructible. Who is that indestructible? The one who is constant in and through all the destructibles. In and through all the changes. What is indestructible? What is destructible? Wave. It comes and goes. What is indestructible? The water. चेतनश्चेतनानां चेतयितॄणां ब्रह्मादीनां प्राणिनां अग्निनिमित्तमिव दाहकत्वम् अनग्नीनाम् उदकादीनाम् आत्मचैतन्य निमित्तमेव चेतयितृत्व मन्येषाम्. Chetanam, just like it was told Nitya Anityanam, now it is told Nitya Avinashi Nityanam. So now it is called Chetanam. So among all the living conscious beings, who are among the conscious beings? All the way from mosquito till Brahmaji. Brahmaji the creator. What is constant in and through all of them? The consciousness, the life. So exactly the same example is taken. Just as the water is constant behind all the waves, the fire is constant behind all the forms, and so on. So here this consciousness is constant behind all the individual consciousnesses or total consciousnesses, and so same way this consciousness is in the heart of everything. Without it, the beings cannot come into existence, they cannot remain in existence, they cannot go out of existence. We are not only talking about, it says Chetananam, they are talking about conscious beings, but also everything in this creation. Because what is this reality? What is that principle? It is Satchidanand Swarup. So everything is existing. Out of that existence, some of them are conscious of their conscious. Among those who are conscious, some are self-conscious. And those self-conscious beings are either you can tell them to be the gods, or you can tell them to be the saints and sages, or the Dhira Purusha. So the essence behind everything in this creation, all the beings in this creation, is that Chetana, and the one, just as the fire element was the constant behind all the forms, etc. Same way, this consciousness appears as the Atma Chaitanya, appears as the, here it is told, Atma Chaitanya Nimittam Eva Chetayitritva Manyesham. By expressing as the self-consciousness, You are self-conscious, she is self-consciousness, she is self-conscious, everyone is self-conscious. Nobody thinks whether you know the consciousness or not, but nobody says that I am unconscious. Everyone knows that they are living. Everyone knows that they are alive. Everyone knows without voicing it out all the time that they are conscious beings. So that self-consciousness is that constant among all the beings. किं च स सर्वज्ञः सर्वेश्वरः कामिनां संसारिणां कर्मानुरूपं कर्मान् कर्मफलानि स्वानुग्रह निमित्तांश्च कामान्य एको बहूनाम् अनेकेषाम् अनायासेन विदधाति प्रयच्छतीति एतत्. I think we have time. Okay. एतत्. So apart from this, that consciousness, that constant consciousness, that infinite consciousness, it is sarvajna, it is all knowing, and it is sarveshwara, it is the Lord of all beings. Because it is alone, it is not dependent on anyone, it is not enslaved by anything, it is an independent principle, it is an independent reality, and therefore without any by itself alone, without any support of anything, if I need to pick this pen up, I need to use my hands to lift this pen. If I need to speak, if this consciousness needs to express as speech, it needs a mouth, it needs a body. If it needs to see, it needs an eye, and so on. It requires some support. But what is this pure consciousness, the Atma Chaitanya? It is that which, because it is all-knowing, because it is Sarva Ishvara, it is the Lord of all beings, therefore all by itself, without any effort, without any desire. Remember, effort is the effect, desire is the cause. Desire is the effect, ignorance is the cause. If that Atma Tattva, that self that I am, is Sarveshwara and Sarvajna, all-knowing, there is no question of ignorance. If there is no ignorance, can a desire express? Ought to be contemplated upon. Is there a desire in the mother magnet to invoke movement in the nails? Or in the presence of mother magnet, the nails automatically become mobile? In the presence of consciousness, thoughts become alive, mind becomes alive. Similarly here, without doing, because it is one without a second, it is all pervasive, it is infinite in nature. What? The Atma, the self. So without doing anything, without putting any effort, here it says, without putting any efforts, without any intention or attention, here it's what Sarvajnah Sarveshwarah Kaminam Sansarinam Karmanurupam Karmafalani Swanugraha Nimittascha. So, without putting any efforts, he continues to keep giving, how should I say, he expresses as the individual desires and the individual results of all the samsaris, means the conditioned consciousnesses. And whatever they are desiring or not desiring, whatever is their karma phala, whatever is not their, because for whom is the karma phala? For the doer. How is the Parameshwara or the Atma functioning? Without a desire, activity is going on. Without doing anything, yet everything is happening. Where is everything happening? In the universe, among the conscious beings and inert things also. Conscious beings, who are these conscious beings? Those who do not know that they are the Atma, even though they are the Atma. And because they do not know the Atma, that they are the Atma, they desire. When they desire, they put efforts. When they put efforts, they perform karma. When they perform karma, there is karma phala. When there is karma phala, there is they accrue the sanskar, and that sanskar, then the whole cycle keeps going on into desires and so on. So, from where is this all possible? Is this cycle of life possible without the Atma Chaitanya? If there is no constant principle here, can this cycle of life continue? Can the cycle of waking, dream, deep sleep continue if there is no Atma Chaitanya, the constant principle behind? Can the desires of the waking, can the desires of the dream, or the absence of desires, can these three states of desires happen if there is no constant principle behind? And we have seen that this constant one alone, through its own potentiality, is as if manifesting as the many, manifesting as the form as well as the gross, subtle and causal. So without doing anything, this we have to recognize in ourselves, that without doing anything, the thoughts are appearing. We didn't do anything for the vision to express. Without doing anything, we wake up. Without doing anything, the sleep comes. Without doing anything, the hunger comes. Everything, without doing anything, no ownership. The breath is going on. The blinking is going on, the hearing is going on. Where is the question of ownership? We say we are the individual, we are the individual. Inquire a little bit, there is no individuality possible. So that one alone, as if is expressing in and through the sansar, and is expressing as the desires through everyone, and is giving the result of those actions to everyone. See? So whatever each one desires, whatever each one gets involved with, corresponding results comes to that person. We say, हे प्रभु आनंददाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए, शीघ्र सारे दुर्गुणों को हमसे दूर कीजिए. अरे, he cannot do anything. He cannot do anything because he has got no desire. Who? Parameshwara. That Parameshwara alone is sitting inside. Sarveshwara as the self. So in this manner, again the last part is the same as the previous verse. Tam तम आत्मस्थम ये अनुपश्यन्ति धीराः तेषां शांति उपरति शाश्वती नित्या स्वात्मभूत एव स्यान्नेतरेषाम् अनेवं विधानाम, meaning those wise people, those intelligent people, those who are established in the self, and those who see the whole universe in the self, as the Paramatma is expressing as the everything. Those who see the whole universe in themselves, they alone are able to experience the conscious silence. Conscious silence is only possible when there are no desires. Again, before the no desire state was brought about by a different contemplation, now and a different stream is taken to come to, there it was bliss, here it is silence. So you come to that conscious silence, and as a result of that, they because we are talking about human seekers, we are talking about dhira purusha. When the human beings who have come to this disposition, the body still continues, and what is seen by other people, that such people are, their senses and their mind are totally withdrawn from the world and are introverted. They are not interested in anything going on out there in the world. Therefore the word uparati is used. Remember the uparati means when, like pratyahar. Uparati means he is now uparati. He is sitting near. Rati means reveling in, sitting near and reveling in the Atma. When you are sitting in and reveling in the Atma, then the outside is not interested. You are not interested in. Every morning you do that. You are sitting in sleep and reveling in sleep. Even if you wake up for a few moments, again you want to go back to sleep because you are reveling in it. You don't want to become available to the variety of the universe of the waking. Therefore, the kids in the house, they sleep till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Why? Uparati. See? So, with this, we'll look at it more in next class. It's already past time. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om.